Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All right. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, do understand and get your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. And so, as I'm taking a walk, first off, okay, this morning, as I was meditating, okay, so you guys know I talk about meditation a lot, okay, and so as I was meditating, I started, visualizing how my life is going to be. Not how I want it to be, but how my life is going to be, okay? And as I was visualizing, all right, I had got a download for me to do these 3 things, okay? Create this video, which I did, the short form reels, and for me to go for a walk and listen to Earl Nightingale, right? And I want to tell you guys about being delusional, okay? And I had spoke about delusional, being delusional, and how at times you have to be goddamn delusional, all right? Because see, the problem is you saying it all has to make sense. Like you can't, you like, oh, you can't tell lies. You gotta be honest. But you telling lies each and every day. And the lies that you telling is you're not good enough. The lies you telling is you're not worthy. The lies you telling is that you don't deserve it. The lies you keep telling that nobody loves you. Okay? The lies you keep telling is you don't deserve love. So those are all the lies you keep telling each and every day. You keep telling yourself these lies each and every day. So I'm going to need for you to be delusional, okay? And I'm going to give you an example of being delusional, okay? I'm going to give you a few. So, a few of you guys know I had brought this Range Rover ring, right? I brought it a few months ago, okay? This thing was, I think, $18 to $20. Don't quote me on the prices, because like I said, at times I forget, right? And so, one of the things prior to me buying this, right, once I seen the price of it, I said, why I'm gonna buy that? And then it was another thing that came to me and said, why you gonna buy it, right? Because when you buy stuff like this, you believe it, okay? You honey, you gotta be some type of believing, because you ain't got $18 to $20 for this, honey. You gotta believe it, okay? And so I brought it, all right? I brought it, and honey, I walk around everywhere with this, okay? Everywhere with this. And you have to understand that you are able to manifest whatever it is you desire. Whatever it is. I don't care. And you got to be so delusional. Okay, so people don't know, girl, when you get in a car, girl, my Range is in the shop. Yeah. Oh, it's in the shop, girl? Yeah. It's been in there for, only probably a few weeks, so, because they custom making it. Okay, they don't know. Honey, who gonna say no it ain't? Okay, they don't know. And the same exact thing for as relationships. So some of you guys, you looking, shit is hot out here. Honey, you looking, you looking, you seeking, you looking for love, okay? Love don't have no goddamn address, okay? Love don't have no goddamn address. And the problem is, you looking for it, as opposed to becoming it. You have to become the thing that you say you want. You have to become it. So if you want love, you gotta become love. If you say, and if you going around telling people, right, if somebody say, you still ain't in a relationship, you tell them, yeah, I'm in a relationship. Now, they may call you a few things, okay? They may say you delusional, you a liar. One guy, he had got so upset, and he started writing messages to me, right? Saying, what he said, oh, you F&B, you got people believing that you single and you not. It's It's not my goddamn problem. If I could visualize myself being in a goddamn relationship and he can't see himself being in a relationship, that ain't got shit to do with me. Okay? That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's a him problem, not a me problem. Okay? So whatever it is that you say you want to manifest, okay? You are able to manifest it. But you have to believe it. And how do you believe it? Well, one of the things my mentor once said, Bob Proctor, he said, you believe it by studying. You believe certain things by keep on listening to things that is empowering you and encouraging you that if it was possible for one, it's possible for many. That's how you start believing it. Okay? And how do you know if you have faith? Well, you know you have faith if you keep going. If you faced with obstacles, which life is always life in, and we always growing, right? Because, we supposed to grow. You are going to be faced with things. But how you know you real passionate about whatever it is, you keep on going. You don't stop. All right? You don't give up and say, well, I'm going through this right now and things they not gonna get better. Yes, they will. Life is a law called law of rhythm. Okay? Every day is not gonna be at an even still. You gonna be up and down. Listen to this. You gonna be up and down, okay? But when you down and you aware that you're down, okay, you gonna do something, whether it's listening to music. I'm trying to tell you the stuff that I do, okay? Whether it's you listening to music, whether you listening to a podcast or listening to inspiration like Bob Proctor, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Lisa Nichols, so many, okay, listening to me, okay? But that's what you're gonna do. Why? Because you have to understand. See, this is what you have to understand. The thing that you want, it is on a certain frequency. I had said this time and time again before, but maybe some people didn't hear me or didn't understand it, okay? The thing that you want is on a certain frequency, okay? If you want money, okay, you can't be paying attention to your bank account that says negative whatever. You can't keep focusing on that, okay? Because if you keep looking at it and it makes you feel some type of way, it makes you feel angry, and you could tell if you angry, okay? You start yelling at your children after you done looked at that damn bank account, okay? You start gossiping about people. You start taking your frustration out on people outside. You don't even know these people. You taking your frustration out on them. Okay? That's how you know. So what do? You pay attention to what you want. You pay attention to abundance. Okay? You pay attention to what you do have, and you be grateful for what you do have, as opposed of saying, you know what? Damn, I only got, my banking account is on negative, what, such and such. No, you don't keep you cannot get to prosperity by focusing on goddamn lack. Okay? And you can't get to fit by focusing on you being overweight. Come on. And even if you did, how long would that last? Okay? I had a friend of mine, okay, or I have a friend. Honey, I think she's still a friend. listen, okay. This is what you have to understand. This friend will call me, right? Because I'm always looking into some type of health, right? Whether it's supplements, whether it's juicing, whether it's smoothies, I'm always looking into something to better my body, okay? And so this friend would call me, and she would say to me, could you guys hear me? Peace, Rishi. Peace to you, baby. Peace to you. Peace to you. Peace to you, El Toro. Peace to you, baby. Peace to you. Peace to you, Stevie. Peace to you. So I had a friend, right? So she would call me, and she would say to me, she would say, Dina, I just can't lose this weight. Now that was a goddamn lie. That wasn't true. That was not true. That was not true. She couldn't lose the weight. That wasn't true. And you know why I say that wasn't true? The reason it wasn't true was because she had lost weight in the past. Okay, so that ain't true. All right. So I said, you lost weight in the past. The problem is you keep on focusing on what you don't want. And you know, one of the things she said, yeah, I know I keep doing it, but I just can't seem to lose this weight. Well, let me tell you something. You're not going to get to the opposite direction of where you want to be by focusing on what you currently doing. And let me also tell you something. You can't get rid of a bad habit by resisting, right? Like, so for instance, if you hate where you are, right, you gotta create another program. All right, you gotta create another program, meaning you gotta do something different, right? So you start listening to stuff that's gonna override. Goddamn, this call coming kind of quick. That's gonna override your current behavior. And I told you guys, the way you do that is you keep on listening to stuff that is going to reprogram your goddamn subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not know fantasy from reality. It don't know. So if you keep on telling yourself, I am success, right? Or if you keep on, I was reading Dr. Joseph Murphy book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And one of the things he said was, if you have a hard time saying like you are successful because you really don't believe it, then start saying, oh shit, I don't put my goddamn feet up here and they got all this mud over here. Start saying, success. So is a few things that I do. Okay, so throughout the day, I have my alarm going off. Okay, and some of you guys may have heard my alarm going off, and my alarm is reminding me to repeat 5 times a day: success, wealth, success, wealth, success. And why do you do that? Because repetition is the father, the mother, the sister, the brother, the aunt, the uncle of learning. Okay, that's why you have to keep on doing it. Oh shit, I gotta get this lawyer my damn license plate number. So that's why you keep on doing it. Okay, because you want to keep on programming yourself. I was doing this video right on here, and one of the things that I said was, I said, listen, if you're gonna be just like your mama if you don't change your belief systems, right? Is this thing by Bruce Lipton, okay, who talks about epigenetics, right? And he also talks about your environment, right? Your environment, it plays a crucial part in your life. And so oftentimes you'll hear people say, you just like your mama, you just like your daddy. And the other person who is unaware, right, because they like, no, I'm not, right? They think that they so different from their mother or their father. And oftentimes you just like them, okay? And so the young lady said to me, which a lot of you guys I done met from doing Lyft and Uber or walking on the streets talking or doing videos in the stores, okay? And I appreciate you guys. Some of you guys I knew from when I was a kid, right? So one of the things the young lady said to me, she said, no, I'm not. She said, I'll never be like my mother. So my question is then, well, what are you doing different to change the programming like your mother? Because your mother raised you, correct? Correct. And your mother did things through repetition all day long, okay? And they put the stuff in your mind. See, you become what you goddamn think about. If you constantly focusing on what they done conditioned you to believe and what they done put in your goddamn mind, you gonna constantly feel like you're not good enough. You gonna constantly feel you're not worthy. You gonna constantly feel like you a drunk. You gonna constantly feel like you deserve to be in and out of prison. You gonna constantly feel like you a loser. You gonna constantly feel like you're a failure. Why? Because they done programmed your goddamn subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, it doesn't know fantasy from reality. And so while you was being programmed, okay, that's my alarm. While you was being programmed, you think, no, they didn't program me. You know, I could do whatever it is I want. So one of the things that I asked the young lady, I said, all right, so how are you changing your program? How you changing it? And she said she don't know. So if you don't know, that means you're not changing it, right? And it's okay. It's okay not to know, because let me tell you something. Once upon a time, I ain't fucking know, okay? I was so unaware of why I was doing some of the things that I was doing. And you know, in some areas of my life, I'm still kind of probably unaware of certain things that I do. And let me tell you something else. When certain things show up, right, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's for you to get sick and tired of that shit showing up, and you start saying, you know what? I deserve better. I deserve better. I want more. I want more than this. I'm not just gonna settle for this. Although this is what's showing up for me, I'm not gonna just show up for this. For some of you guys that's experiencing anxiety and depression, okay, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. You gotta get out of your comfort zone. Okay? I'm challenging myself each and every day. You have to do something that you necessarily don't want to fucking do. I remember I was in college and this professor, she was, what thing? I was in NJCU. And I remember she talked about, it was psychology, right? And she was saying, like, the topic came about anxiety. And she said she have clients that, you know, she would take them to the park because they was, you know, going through anxiety and stuff. And she said if it was up to her, she would take them to the park. But she said the reason why she can't or wouldn't take them to the park, she said, because I guess in some cases they'd freak out. Right? Because it becomes like so overwhelming and unbearable that they out in a public setting and they think that everybody is focusing on them. Anxiety comes from fear. Well, it comes from you wanting to escape the present moment. All right? Okay? And a lot of people, and I said this the other day, some people have anxiety. Like, say for instance, you want to stop a habit. Maybe you drink a lot. You want to stop. And every time you stop, right? Maybe like you go a day and you start going out to the park, wherever you start going out. Now you sober, okay? You may start thinking that everybody is paying attention to you. Because that's what your mind is telling you, right? Because that's what you're focusing on. You focusing on it. And so that's what your mind is telling you. And so what you have to start doing is overriding a fucking program. You gotta override the fucking program. And what do I mean by that? Breathe. Okay? No. Sometimes you going through stuff and you're like, shit, I gotta breathe, right? But you have to breathe. You have to take a few breaths, okay? Because one, that's gonna bring your heart rate down, and you're not going to be focusing so much on what you got going on in your mind, that chatter. So you breathe. Even if you have to stop and breathe, right? You take one deep breath in. You breathe. Okay? And then you're going to see you feel much calmer. All right? And then ask yourself, why you feel this way? I tell you guys all the things that I do, right? Because I want you to understand you are capable. You are more than capable. And this is your show. Okay? This is your goddamn show. You run it the way you want to run it. So you write down, you get you a journal. All right? And you could be a man with a goddamn journal. You get you a journal and you start writing down, why do I feel? You got to start tackling this shit. Why do I feel this way? Okay? Ooh. Honey, when you looking at your body as you walk, you say, how you doing? Ooh, girl. Oh, girl, honey. All right. You get you a journal and you start tackling this shit. Why do I feel this way? Why do I allow this person to do this to me? How do this makes me feel? Right? And you start writing that shit down. And you start going through it. And you may have to break down a few goddamn times. Okay? You may have to cry several times. And that is fucking okay. And the reason it's okay, because it's fucking energy. Okay? Remember, emotions are energy in motion. Okay? And so, as you are writing down how you feel and the things that you are going through, the things that you are growing through, right? You're gonna feel some emotions coming up. My higher self is telling me to say this. Some of you guys are looking for love, right? And like I said earlier, love don't have no goddamn address. But you looking for love. And you wondering why you can't get the love or obtain the love or whatever it is because you can't get over when you was molested, when you was a kid. And I'm not saying that to be like, but what I'm saying is you gotta stop allowing past events that done happened to you to constantly fucking dictate and control your fucking life. You gotta stop allowing it to fucking control you. You gotta stop looking at your life and thinking that you supposed to fucking suffer. You was not created. I could guarantee you was not fucking created to suffer. But it's all according to what you constantly tell yourself. It's all according to what you constantly thinking. You become what you think about. You become what you focus on. You become that. And your beliefs is nothing but a bunch of fucking thoughts. What you constantly keep on rotating. You keep rotating. You keep rotating it. And you doing it. You doing it and you don't even know you doing it. You doing it and you don't even know you're doing it. Like one of the things that I'm going to say, okay, far as myself, this is one of the things that I notice. I get these downloads, right? And the download is say, for me to take 3 days off social media. Before it said take 6, then it said take 30, then it is say take 3. And one of the things that I think about is when the time comes and I gotta get off Section 8 and off of welfare, food stamps, right? I start thinking about that shit, right? And I start thinking about that. And although my higher self done told me, Dina, take 3 days off, right? Because it knows something that I don't know, right? If I'm constantly putting out the videos, right? And my higher self is saying, take some time off, right? And I just like, nope, I'm gonna put out another video, because subconsciously what I could be doing is operating from fear, right? Like, it could be, it's like this. It's gonna happen either way, right? Me becoming a millionaire, it's gonna happen either way. But it's like this. You can either do it the easy way or the hard way, right? And you have to start picking your battle. Picking which road you're gonna go down, right? And I told you guys before, I go through this thing of worthiness, right? Like, and I would be aware, like I would be aware, like, all right, why, if it's not fun, then that means you operating from, trying to be worthy, like you trying to convince you, like, I'm worthy. But if you doing it from a place of, I gotta hustle so hard, right, then that's a form of, you don't believe that you're worthy of whatever it is that you're doing. You don't believe that it could come to you easy, right? Because when you manifesting, whatever it's you could do it the hard way or you could do it the easy way, right? And so when I noticed that, and some people, they'll say, well, they burnt out, they overwhelmed. The reason being is because you're not incongruent with what the fuck your higher self or source is trying to tell you, right? Like, say for instance, you have a family member, and every time you come around, that family member curse your ass out. I mean, they curse you out something terrible. They curse you out, honey. They curse you out so bad, honey. It's like they go all the way to Africa, back to north. Okay, they go all the way to goddamn Africa and come. That's how bad they curse your ass out, right? And you keep being around them. And the reason you keep being around them, because you keep on saying to yourself, well, it could be your mama. You keep being around them because the reason you keep being around them, because you listening to this fucking doctrine that is probably not right, okay? Honor thy mother, thy father. And I'm quite sure in that doctrine, it didn't mean if your mama is cursing you out and belittling you and making you feel like shit, to constantly be around them. That's something you keep choosing. You keep choosing it. So you gotta choose you. You gotta say, listen, I'm not going through this. I'm not going to keep allowing, I love my mother dearly, but I don't deserve to be talked to like that. And you keep going around her, right? You may have said that, right? Like, first you start becoming aware, but at first it starts stressing you out so bad, it's almost like you about to have a fucking nervous breakdown, because it's somewhere in your body that's saying, this don't make sense. It's saying honor thy mother and thy father, but my mother talking to me like shit, or my father talking to me like shit, or my grandmother talking to me any old type of way, or my family members talking to me like shit, and something don't make sense. And so that's when you start fucking questioning stuff. That's when you start questioning, right? Like, am I really supposed to feel like this to keep that relationship? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Am I really supposed to feel like this in order to keep this damn relationship? You gotta choose you. You gotta choose you. You gotta start saying, like, my oldest son and my oldest children, right? I remember it was times where as though I didn't want to do certain things, like, tell my oldest son, like, listen, you can't be here doing this, okay? Like, you can't stay with me doing this or whatever. Or my oldest daughter, you can't stay with me doing this. And at times I would feel like, well, I'm being a bad mother, right? Because it's like, I'm creating these boundaries, or I'm telling my children this, or whatever it is like that. And one of the things what I started realizing was this. In life, people are going to keep on doing what people do if you have no boundaries. And it's up to you to, one, allow them to run your shit, to run your life, or two, you could run your life and have people go against you. But either which way, you gotta be cool. You gotta be cool if somebody was to go against you, because you know who the fuck you are. You gotta start asking yourself, is it worth it? Is that relationship worth my sanity? Is it worth it? Ooh. And if it's not, okay, then you got to do something different. You got to choose you. But what's showing up is a reflection of you not choosing you. The universe or source is showing you you're not choosing you. And what you keep on doing, you keep giving people the benefit of the doubt after they done told you and showed you so many times exactly who they are. And you keep saying, well, maybe I could just change them. Maybe if I be around them, they would see what they doing is wrong. And people don't learn like that. People, if they still have access to you in their mind, they're not doing nothing wrong. And people done been doing shit so long. We all have. We've been doing shit for so long that we think that's the way it ought to be. So you got to start asking yourself, am I going to choose them, or am I going to choose myself? That's what you got to ask yourself. Start asking yourself, if you can, let me tell you something, if you can see it, you can be it. If you can close your eyes, okay, like I close my eyes and I see a Range Rover, okay, I see myself going different places. I see myself, I close my eyes and imagine it, all right? And that's what you got to do. And how do it become stronger and stronger? By repetition. By repetition. Repetition is the mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle of learning. That's how you gonna become stronger. So, some of the things, I'm gonna give you guys a few things to do, all right? And these are the things that I do. One, meditate, okay? Because when you meditate, you are able to not react. Okay, you are able to, one, spend time by yourself. Two, you are able to silence your mind. Now, of course, you're gonna ruminate. Of course, you're gonna have thoughts and ideas and stuff like that, right? But when you see, this is the thing. When you quiet down, right? It's like, to be still, when you still, it's like you calming your mind down, right? When you are not meditating, you are constantly probably being reactive. You just reacting. You don't even give it a second thought, right? That's why you curse the people out. That's why you do some of the things you do. And I'm not perfect, okay? Far from perfect. But when I meditate, I feel so peaceful. When I meditate, I start smiling in my meditation sessions. When I meditate, I'm able to visualize. When I meditate, I'm able to start putting things into perspective. Like, why do you do this? I'm able to get downloads because I'm quieting down my mind. I'm being still, right? So that's one. You're going to meditate. If you got to meditate for fucking 5 minutes a day, I don't give a damn. You do that 5 minutes a day. And you do it consistently. If you miss one day, the next day you do it again. Or if you realize in that same day you missed it, you do it right then and there. 5 minutes, okay? You meditate. The next thing is you're going to start listening to positive stuff, okay? All that rap music, okay? I still listen to rap here and there, but I make sure I pour in my subconscious mind something that is uplifting and inspiring. So you're going to listen to some positive stuff, okay? Any positive person, okay? That's 2. These are the things that I started doing. 3, get you a book. One of the books that I highly recommend is The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Okay, that book, and my favorite book is The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. Okay, there's what we on 3. All right, 4, you're gonna start becoming active. Whether you're doing 5 jumping jacks, come on, listen. Let me tell you something. This is whether you want more or not. This is whether you want to see a difference in your life. You ain't got to do it. Shit, you ain't got to do none of this shit. Okay? But if you see it's some things that's showing up in your life that you don't like and you want to change, then you got to do something fucking different. And let me tell you something. When you start doing different, your mind is going to start telling you all this different shit. You're going to start working out, right? Even walking, okay? You walk for an hour, it's good for your mind, okay? And one of the things that you can do as you walking, right? So say for instance somebody is coming toward you, right? And you experience anxiety. You don't have to look at them. What you do is you look ahead. You try to focus on something that is much further than you, okay? Like this tree. 1 second. Like this tree. So if I'm walking, I'm not looking, right? Because if you experiencing anxiety, it's going to try to tell you, like, look at that person or do this or do that. No, you constantly focus ahead, okay? You focus on the object that is further ahead, okay? The next thing, you're going to do affirmations. You're going to start telling yourself that you're good enough. Okay, I don't give a fuck what they done told you. You're going to start telling yourself, I am good enough. I am deserving. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am enough. Okay? I am beautiful. I am kind. Shit, that be. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am loving. Okay? I am fit. I am healthy. I take care of my body. You're going to start telling yourself this. Okay? Preferably first thing in the morning when you get your ass up. You're going to get in the mirror. You're going to start telling yourself this. Why? Because when you first wake up, your subconscious mind is more receptive when you first get up. So that's what you're going to start telling yourself. Okay? Then, after you start doing those things, I don't know how many things I said, but after you start doing those things, what you're going to start seeing is your life is going to start changing. Now, to the person that want fucking instant gratification, this may not be for you. Okay? Because, you see, you was programmed. We all been programmed. Okay? And it's not going to change overnight. But the more you do it, the more you stick to it, the better your goddamn life is going to be. But it's up to you. It's up to you if you want a better life. If you want change, if you want different, and I was eager. I was fucking eager. I said, the hell with this shit. I'm sick of putting people on the pedestal and getting treated like a fucking groupie. Even if it was fucking family members. I was sick of this shit. And I started doing something different. I did something so fucking outrageous. Okay? I invested into something. I didn't know who the man was. Okay? I just seen an older white guy who looked like he was pretty goddamn wealthy. And I said, you know what? Fuck this. I said, fuck this. I said, you know what? I know what I've been getting, and I'm sick of this shit. I want to get something different. And I started investing. Started investing. And this is what the older white guy, Bob Proctor, shout out to him. He's not here physically, but he's here spiritually. And I started doing what the fuck he said to do. And I started getting in the mirror, affirmations. I was scared as fuck. Okay, because I ain't believe the shit. And at first you ain't gonna believe it. And let me tell you this too. Because I know some people, when they experience something, right away off the rip, they just jump and go the opposite way, right? Like, for instance, I tell you guys, I was selling this detox tea. And soon as the toxins and everything would come out of the people's body, one, they'd say, oh, that tea not for me because I'm going to the bathroom so much. Because it's removing the fucking toxins out of your body. And so, in any change, okay, that you are finna do, you are gonna be faced with resistance. That's just how it goes, okay? Any change, you are going to be faced with fucking resistance. And so, I don't want, when you go in the mirror and you start feeling crazy or stupid, you ain't even had people, and I recommend you close the door when you go in the goddamn mirror, even if you gotta fucking whisper it to your damn self and say this stuff, okay? But that's what I recommend, because some people ain't gonna get it. They gonna start laughing at you. My children would laugh at me when I would do affirmations, and I would constantly go in the bathroom and affirm myself in the mirror. My children would laugh at me. And then when we went to that mall in Atlanta, Georgia, oh, that mall where I guess a lot of wealthy people go, the same ones that was laughing at me once upon a time, they said they didn't feel comfortable being in that mall. And I said, oh, you don't? You know why I feel comfortable? Because those days, you remember when I would affirm myself, and my oldest son Xavier and my oldest daughter Jada, they would be laughing, and they would say to one another, they would say, who am I? I am love, I am peace. And they would be laughing. And I said, and that's why I could get up and I could go to these places. It's not that I don't be faced with, or my mind don't try to tell me stuff. You gotta listen to your heart. Okay? Listen to your heart. Some people say, listen to the mind. No, you gotta listen to your goddamn heart. Okay? Because your heart is genuine. Your heart is gonna be real. Okay? Your mind has been programmed. And so you gotta reprogram the mind. And so with that being said, I hope you guys got something back from this, okay? And try. If you think I'm lying about this shit not working, you try it and then you write to me and tell me, okay? But you try it. At least give it 30 days. At least 30 days, okay? Even if you gotta put a reminder on your damn phone and tell yourself, in the morning, I'ma affirm myself. At least once out of the day, I'm going to do some physical activity, okay? I'm going to read, even if it's just one goddamn page of something that is positive, I'm going to read one page a day, even if it's one paragraph. Even if I do 5 jumping jacks, it's okay. It's okay. Because let me tell you something. Before you get to those goddamn macro wins, you start off somewhere. I wasn't always, it was times where so I used to walk. I used to be afraid. Okay? And then what I started doing, oh shit, I see something showing up. And I started walking, getting out of that fucking comfort zone, boo. You gotta get out of it. And when I would pick my children up from school, I would feel some type of way. But guess what? I started reminding myself, listen, this is your goddamn party. This is your party. So I started getting dressed up, picking my children up. Even if I was only going to the goddamn school, honey, I would put on clothes as if I put on clothes as if I arrived already. You hear what I'm saying? You gotta see it. And you are going to be faced with experiencing anxiety because you're doing something different. And yeah. It's like incongruence, right? Like you don't really believe it. Because why? Because you just starting out. So when you just starting out on whatever it is, you're not going to believe it at first. You're not going to believe it. I remember one time my mother and I, right? Like I had stopped talking to my mother. And I remember when we started talking back again, one of the things my mother said to me, she said, you still doing this? Right? Like still listening to the positive affirmations, listening to, inspirational people still was doing it, still working out, still doing it, still. And she said, you still doing this? It's so funny how you stick to stuff that don't work. But as soon as somebody say, and I get it. I get why you do that. Because of fear. Because you're afraid. Because you can't control this shit. Because this is unknown. You don't know what to expect. Right? But if you eager for change, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Because you sick of what you've been getting. You sick of it. And now you like, I don't know what the fuck this is going to bring. But I know that I deserve better than how I'm showing up and what's showing up. And you do something different. But it's up to you. It's up to you. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.